I'm George, Instagram's Barra GU, and this is my 98 GU Patrol. Basically I've got a 2006 BF MK2 engine in it, and basically it's been built top and bottom end, just got the standard crank in it and that's it. So basically everything else has pretty much been changed over. It's obviously got a ProCharge 67mm turbo on it, FG manifold, the Aquamist water methanol injection system, which is basically running 6 direct port injectors and 1 post cooler. Obviously with pump 98 and the car being a full drive, I wanted a car that wasn't on E85 as my goal, because number one, E85 is always expensive, you're always looking for a Bowser, and I know people say you can flex fuel it and stuff, but being on 98 and running water methanol, I'm not looking for a Bowser all the time, and I get the power that I want. So at the moment we've got 700 horsepower at the hubs, which is being made on 24 PSI through 98 and water meth, with no E85 on it. Yeah, it's got an auto in it as well, which was obviously the factory auto, built RE4 with TCE torque converter, and obviously suspension, just standard run off the mill suspension. I think it's about 2 or 3 inch lift or something like that. It's twin locked, ARB and front and rear lockers on it. I've gone from 4.6 to 4.3 diff gears because I found with the power now that I'm actually running, the 4.6 diff gears are better off-road, but I kind of needed something that was going to suit as an all-rounder. So I found that the 4.6 diff gears lasted about a week with that kind of power, so gone down to the 4.3s. It's been a little bit stronger, but I guess time will tell. Basically running a worn high mount. Just had the standard run off the mill 4.6 I think horsepower motor on it. It needed a bit of a birthday, so obviously sent it off for a bit of work, so when it's coming back it will be a twin ox motors on it with Hurricane gear sets and a couple of other goodies on it as well, 24 volt with obviously 2 batteries in the back as well. There's a fair bit of stuff that needs to be done for the car, obviously. As anyone that knows me, I never get anything done in time. But yeah, basically I've got the winch that's getting upgraded at the moment, 24 volt system to go in with an end drive unit. TCE converter's got to be obviously redone again because it was never made to handle the 700 to the wheels. The tranny obviously just going to give it a bit of a service and a freshen up. I've actually got to change the tranny cooler on the front of it. I'm not happy with the setup that's currently on it. I want to go fan assisted, because obviously when you're driving off road and doing all that low speed crawling, you need some type of fan to assist the tranny engine temps. Obviously when I get the winch put back on, the bar's got to be slightly modified to obviously fit it back in as well. So basically that's got to be done, and the bash plates obviously got to be put back on it as well. I kind of wanted to set something different with my car. I mean, I know a lot of people doing what they're doing, they wanted a full drive and stuff that uses a family car, etc. But I wanted to build a car that basically did everything I needed it to do. So being from a performance-based background my whole life, and obviously moving to full drives, I've always liked cars with a lot of power. So I wanted something that I could go out and wheel with, your comp trucks or really highly modified full drives 1 minute, and then next minute I wanted something I can strap on some street tyres on and go, cruise on the streets looking for some high horsepower cars. So we obviously set out the goal. A lot of people said it's going to be a struggle to get done because there's obviously limitations with everything we can do as well. But in the end, I think we've got pretty close to the target to having something that I can go out and do, your hardcore tracks right through to racing street cars. And as you can see, it's even got 2 baby seats in the back because I use it to take the kids to school and stuff. So I try to daily it also as much as possible. Well, look, if the car gets there for starters, that's a bonus, but I think as a lot of people probably know, if the car can keep itself together without anything being any wrongdoings by myself, because I tend to drive pretty sensibly, so if the car can keep together and obviously not have any dramas or bad luck, I'd like to think that I'll be there on the end with you. It's an interesting question. I think that that could, from my perspective, needs to be split up into two different categories. You've basically got capability and reliability of the vehicle. So obviously your vehicle, Damo, being one that's always very capable and obviously very rarely, if so, breaks down, will definitely have to be one of the ones that will definitely be there. I'd like to say myself, but I can't say myself as well. But yeah, I'd definitely have to say you. The Jeep, let's just say, you know, Peter's always on a tow truck, as they always say. So if he can keep it together, that'll be good. But I'd actually have to say that the Jeep's probably going to be possibly having some dramas on the day. But then on the other thing as well, it makes it pretty interesting too. I mean, we've got a couple of new builds in this group as well. So a lot of these guys are going to be testing their vehicles out on these tracks over a 24-hour period. So realistically, you know, it's going to be very difficult to sort of tell who's going to be there in the end. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of us. My NAVI is actually going to be Daz, who is at Rexy Short Wheelbase on Instagram. Well, I basically said to Daz, I'm in charge of the driving and you are to be in charge of the playlist, mate. So I want to hear a pretty good playlist to pretty much keep us up right through the event, not fall asleep. I don't actually have a stereo in the car at the moment, so I have to add that to the list as well. I've never had a stereo on this car from day dot, and it's probably something I've got to look into doing as well.